Let's talk about healing. So, when you're ascending and you're on your healing journey, a lot of times what you will find is that kind of like, let's talk about a broken bone real quick. For instance, when you break a bone, you can do all kinds of bench presses or leg presses, but you're not going to be able to heal that bone. See, that bone has, you may have the ability to compensate for it, but healing is you taking the time out to make sure that you put the proper energy into that bone healing, solidifying, and getting to its point to where it gets solidified with all the mechanisms needed for it to heal correctly. Typically, when you heal a bone almost gets overhealed. It gets healed to a point to where it's stronger than any other bone that you've ever had, because that broken bone gets covered in so many coverings of the scar tissue that heals it even to a strength that has the ability to take more damage than it ever has. It's going to be thicker to some degree than, say, the other bone that never has broken. But what we do, we fall into a trap of a lot of times is where when, for instance, it could be diabetes or hypertension or anything like that in hospitalization, what happens is, and I'm getting on this narcissist kick, so hold on a minute. What happens is your body will compensate. It'll overcompensate for a long period of time to where it'll keep that homeostasis, but it can only do it for a period of time. You could be injured, you could be down and out, but your body is working in overdrive to keep it to its regular level to where you won't realize it for a period of time. But at some point in time, if you don't fix or you don't heal what is the underlying that's causing your body to overcompensate so that you can operate correctly even in its disorder, it will fail. And then you'll have many organ systems fail with that, or situations fail with that. And that will be you coming out of homeostasis. And then you'll have a lot of other issues that will occur and that will present themselves. And in your healing process, it's kind of very similar. In a spiritual level, a lot of times what you want to do is, with the narcissist, for instance, you want to find out, especially when you're new to this, you want to learn about narcissism, you find out a title to this diagnosis, and you want to help them, and you kind of think, well, maybe I can find ways to compensate, overcompensate, to where I can make this relationship work. And even though I'm not going to be very happy, this is the original thought I think a lot of times empaths fail into really, is that maybe I can learn this diagnosis and learn how to overcompensate so I can keep this relationship together, to keep it at its homeostasis. But what you fail to understand is this is just like on a physical level, that bone or hypertension or diabetes, it's out there, your blood sugar is high or your blood pressure is high, and you don't really know it because your body is trying to compensate for that, but it can only do that for a time. It's wearing on you, and at some point in time, you're going to have other organ systems fail. You're not going to be able to see because it hits the minute places in your eyeballs and in your nephrons and places where that hypertension, diabetes will cause you to go blind, eventually cause you not be able to compensate anymore, and it will kill the nephrons in your kidneys, and then you'll be on dialysis, you see. And so it's very imperative that in a spiritual level, you can only overcompensate or keep that homeostasis by overcompensating for a period of time. But if you try to live on the road of constantly overcompensating and trying to keep your homeostasis at a level balance, at some point in time, it will fail you, and you will see everything for what it is, and you will fall much further. So the best thing you can do is to accept things for what they are and not try to overcompensate. But as you accept them, then you can move right into healing. And in that healing, instead of your body being all out of whack trying to keep it together, from a spiritual sense, the same thing could happen. Your spirit being all out of whack trying to keep it together. But when you realize what you're dealing with, it's best for you to step away, to fall back, and to heal. And the sooner that you can do that, the better it will be for your soul. And you arising to the next level in your destination, in your destiny. Because God's not going to have you overcompensate for sin year after year after year and make it okay. A lot of times you have to accept the fact that if you're with somebody that's an evil doer, then you got to walk away from them, and you got to accept the hurt and the pain that comes with that, because you went in a covenant with somebody you probably shouldn't have. But the glorious thing is he will strengthen you up to a level that far abounds, and your joy that far abounds, and your success that far abounds anything that you could ever imagine. So till next time, love y'all. Peace. We out.